let's go. A new hand, like 4 mana, draw 6 cards at the end step is not a bad card. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and guys, today we will be playing one of the most exciting Dimir decks ever. And if you think that Mindsplice Apparatus doesn't have a place in the standard anymore, I mean, we ranked up with this deck like 40 places in highest mythics. We played some of the best players in the world, and we managed to get it. And I'll be honest, games today will be super exciting. They were so close, so intense, and when Mindsplice Apparatus takes over, this deck just goes absolutely crazy. One of the reasons is Witness the Future ×2. This means you can go infinite and keep drawing counterspell every single turn forever. So this absolutely locks them out of the game. They don't even want to play against it. So guys, I really think you will enjoy it. You enjoyed the last Dimir, and this is the reason why this Dimir happened, because you guys like this archetype, and I'm the biggest Dimir fan ever, man. So if you want to see even more Dimir, like, subscribe. It really supports, you know, your favorite archetype on the channel. So yeah, I mean, let's stop rambling, let's go into games, have fun guys, and I promise you, you will enjoy today's video. Alright, our opponent goes first. We have some removal, but we don't have too many lands. I'm really scared that we get mana screwed. This is an aggro deck. I don't know how, but it feels like an aggro deck. Yep, it's an aggro deck. Oh, they will be so aggressive, man. My voice even got scared about this aggression. We don't have permanents, so Tiny Bones is not the worst. And we probably want to play this so we never need to pain ourselves. You know what? We don't have Path of Peril or Deadly Cover-Up, but so far it's not as bad. But we need to care about our lives total. I only have this one removal. Listen, I have double march. I will take this 2 extra damage. I'm not sure if that's the best decision, but I think we have luxury to get better situation. They can target, but yeah, probably not at the... Like, they can target their own Tiny Bones and kill it, but then the value they are getting is not very good. So I think it's fine. Double blue. Yeah, we don't need double black for sure. We need to be careful because we have the chance to overwhelm them, but next 3 turns will be really rough. Okay, you can steal 0 cards from my graveyard. Go for it. And we have a counter spell right now. I mean, this is something we absolutely don't mind. So this is obviously a crime deck. Alright, do you think they can target at the instant speed? I really think they can. I honestly think they can. So what we will do is pass the turn. I know, crazy. Let's go like this so we can activate Robbery. Theoretically, we won't play it probably. So this is 4 mana for a 2/2. I could cast it now, but I think we are getting to the point when we have luxury to just take extra damage for better control over the game. So basically you trade this number for better control over the game. For example, it's better to kill the creature at the end step than during combat phase, because then they don't know your plan, all this kind of stuff. And they're not, like, they're so passive that I think we can get more damage with double march. That's it, they waited with it. They waited with it, man. So we go with the small counter spell, right? That's just better. They wanted to tap us, so they cast this. They have a cut down in the hand. This is the type of deck that really loves playing cut downs. And that means that if we turn... Oh man, this is the play. If he does the same thing on the next turn, he's out. Because right now we got the perfect card to punish it. 3 damage is not enough, bro. Here it is. That's the main card for the deck. This is something we really don't want to see, to be honest. Alright, so this is good for them. But I will still go for this play. We might hit Deadly Cover-Up, which will make our gameplay easier. It's unfortunate they drew it just this turn, I think. Because that was such a good card for a long time. Well, I hate throwing this, but I really need to get rid of this card. So now they know. Now they know what they are fighting against. They can go for the Mindsplice, alright? They could theoretically go for the Mindsplice. They just need to, you know, play Dark Ritual. Alright. Here they come. So that the cover-up will probably win the game on the spot. Alright. Alright. So this is 5-6 damage. That's getting a little bit scary right now. And we'll see how they pressure. I think we might be forced to exile Robbery. I even consider going small march. They don't add to the pressure. Most builds don't use Charlotte, but it's definitely a card that would make a difference. So this is 5-6. They have a cut down, so if I target this or this, they will kill it in response, so I don't get the live game. That's something we need to remember. I honestly think we take this damage and go from there. This will be close, man. You can play it. You can absolutely play it. This doesn't get hit by a cut down. Sure. I'm fine with it. You got it. But your deck isn't built around it, my friend. Alright, we are starting to play. I would love to hit a land, probably. Alright, alright. So they have only mana for cut down. I think we already go for this, so we need to go for 4 at least. Alright, so 4 right now will be all mana except this one, right? Yeah, I think this is how we need to play right now. They can crime it. They can cut down here, so we actually need to go for 5, because that will trigger. So 5, that means that we will be fully tapped. If they have this, I think that will win them the game, right? Okay, so I can go for... Okay. We go 2, 3, because we have the counter. So this will be 1 mana. We exile this. We kill this. Don't forget, they have a cut down in their hand. And they might use it right now to pump the Dimir, because they think we don't see it coming. What they don't know is that we actually see it coming and we play around it. Thank you. And now we go 3, 4. And because the counter is only now on the stack, now we can pay 1 less mana to get the same effect we wanted originally. And his board is 1-1. And we got live game up to 5. Alright. That was a harsh turn. Hi, it's Sloth the editor, and some of you know why I'm here. Well, when you read the crime, alright, let's read the crime text. Targeting opponents, anything they control, and cards in their graveyard is a crime. Targeting your own stuff is not a crime. And I cared about relying the correct information so much, I tested it against Sparky. Here's the miner in the graveyard. Now we target Go for the Throat on our own permanent, as you see, there is no crime. Now let's go back to the game. And we will see how it goes, but we cleared the full board without a sweeper, which if we hit Path of Peril we would do exactly the same thing for 2 mana. So you know, we are going the hard way. Case, alright. And now we have 2 counters on Mindsplice Apparatus. Oh my god, we really need to stop drawing apparatuses. Like, those are 3 in the 17 cards. So, do we go for 2 cards? I think this is better selection. We just need 1 good card. And I also want all the marches back in my deck. The Go for the Throat is okay as well. I don't think I need more counter spells, so this is the best. Why, if we hit March, we should absolutely stabilize. If not, we need to fight for it. 1 card. 1 dream. And do we want to evidence anything? I mean, this is probably the card we don't want to see. So I could clear everything. They don't have good turn on the next turn. And then we go for Memory Deluge and counterspell. I mean, this is kinda good. I will have to pain myself, unfortunately, but it is what it is. I didn't play land, right? So theoretically, I could go for Memory Deluge, but I need to hit a black land. I don't think it's worth it. Not worth the risk. Let's make a stop after it. They will flip it, but it will be after the turn is over. Alright. If that's an instant, that's a removal. So they can... okay. Now they also cannot target any creature, so they cannot get the Miner back. Because that is actually a big damage right now. And we can... well, I mean, we can draw 2 cards, so that's not nothing. Because Counterspell has 2 blue mana, so we cannot go for the Counterspell mode. And as I hoped, they whiffed on this turn. That's why we could tap on this one. This is not bad, but we'll get better value on the next one. Alright, I think we went through the hard part, man. I think now we are in commanding position. Let's hit some lands. Alright. And yeah, Memory Deluge is weaker, but you still get 2 cards. So it's still decent. And you get basically 2 activations for a single card. So that's like draw 4 cards with 1 card. That's a really huge value engine. And it's also easier to go for the flashback and combine it with rest. I don't think they can kill us. They have the case solved, so if they have burn in their deck, they can absolutely go for it. But we have counter spells right now. And every turn it's getting worse for them. So let's see. This is their perfect card. Let's see what the perfect card is. You can feel that they had this momentum, and right now it's absolutely going away. Every turn is just worse and worse for him. By the way, he's actually pretty high. I didn't realize that, you know. Alright, this is the card he really wants. Let's go for a huge counter spell. Counter and draw cards. So this is 5 mana, so we pay 2. We could... no, we cannot go for this mode. So this is good. Also, if they play anything else... double blue, yeah. We can still counter with the interface. I really don't need another one, bro. Like, that's enough. How is your Mindsplice Apparatus doing, my friend? I absolutely forgot about it. I think we counter it, right? For 1 damage. That will free up mana on the next turn. I mean, but the creature can be useful. No, this forces us to kill it. That's not good. Let's pay 1 life. He's fighting, but we have a stronger deck. Alright, so first, we absolutely go with Mirrex mana. We can still pay land once. And see, this is where we get. Alright, so now I know exactly how much mana I have. I need double blue for a counter spell. Rest is paid by this, right? We get 3 mana discount and that's enough. And as you can see, they were so close to making Clifford, and I took all this extra damage, and you can see that we overtook the control after it. Right, we are going first. We have decent, man, on Dimir, it's so good to have all this, like, the mana base is so clear, basically what I'm trying to say. It's actually great. This is really unfortunate, because if I show this, he knows exactly what I'm playing and exactly what I will do on turn 4, and that gives him plenty of information. If I draw this, I will draw... oh man. It's not good. This is the one card you don't want to show them. The big part of this power of this deck is due to surprise, because nobody expects this is your 4 mana play. Now he knows exactly what he's playing against, and he will know that if I discarded my main card for the deck, that means I have 1 in the hand and it will be cast on turn 4. So, you know, really unfortunate so far. I will make some stops, because you really don't want to show that you don't have any interaction on this turn. Okay, that's actually really good for me. Alright, thank you. This is actually perfect. So this is a fight rigging deck. Okay, a counter spell, man. It's getting better. So this is basically the last turn he will be in the game. Unless he plays something super threatening, we won the game. That is kinda something super threatening. But you know what? I'm taking the challenge. Go for it. We could counter it, but we got very low value. I think that it's something we can just play around. You know? Sure. There are no well, there is a choice. He needs to take a card for Hideaway. So let's not show that he needs to kill Artifact or he loses the game. Like, every turn from now will be easier and easier. Alright, counter. I mean, that's it. Let's play the card. And with this we are taking over the game. Like the game is practically over, man. Isn't that funny how it goes around so easily? We kill the board with little 1 mana and now I can go with this one. Man, this is so good. On this turn Memory Deluge is stronger than on the next turn, but it still draws you 2 cards, so it's fine. Do I want to counter it? Yes, I do want to counter it. I mean, bro, this is where we wanna be. Oh, the infinite power. We don't need Path of Prayer, this is not the deck for it. It's still something we maybe could use at some point, but we have better choices. And with Memory Deluge we will be able to cast them. He still has a land and no 2-drop. That gave us information, he has no 2-drops. The tap land, alright. So I mean, we got a land for the turn, that means we can play at instant speed fully. Man, when you get to this stage of the game, the power you get from this deck is just insane. Let's play the Memory Deluge and see what happens. Oh, those are decent cards. Alright. So let's see what they will hit. Alright, Hammer Scar. So we need to keep this and remove the Hammer Scar because they will try to fight Negate. Alright, can you put the target? Thank you. And don't forget the March gets better over time. We absolutely paid 3 life. Now we just need to keep drawing enough cards so we can kill literally everything he plays. And we will, don't you worry. We are in a really strong spot. And now we can cast 4 mana Memory Deluge. Man, this is just amazing. Do I have cards that I really want in my gameplay? I mean, those are decent cards. But well, this is Sorcerer Speed, so let's go with it. I could mess his draw, but my draw is way better. 1, 2, 3, and no Memory Deluge, that's not worth it. Okay, that should be great. That should be absolute. Well, this is some decent value draw. Are you serious, bro? I will actually take the Tapland because this is the only card that has some, you know, resemblance of value. But this was a really bad draw, man. Like, you witness the future. We will get flooded in future. That's the play. Alright. I think this is the moment. So let's go 4. How much we actually need to go for? I can go lower. So I need 4 mana for Memory Deluge. So we have 2 mana with 3 counters. So we go for 4. That should be good enough, right? Yep. And we get enough value, so the next turn will be deciding. He lost the game at this point, I believe. If he plays Hammer Scar, then maybe. But it's just, like, he's way too slow. And now we are going infinite mode, so slowly we will be able to keep countering every single play he will ever make. With counterspell into counterspell. Okay, man, those are options. We need to be smart, because that's our last Memory Deluge. It has to be Robber, right? And now the question, is it Rush of Dread? It costs him 1 card. We don't want Sorcerer Speed removal. I want a counter spell more, or no, go for the Fraud. We just go for the Fraud. Because this makes sure that he never flips those. More lands, thank you. Thank you. So we are going with the Robbery. I honestly don't think I need more cards from his deck. It doesn't matter if I draw, you know, 15 or 88. So Deadly Cover-Up, it's a card. I think we have better stuff, man. I don't need it. And yes, we could go for the Virtue, but I much rather use the Robbery and just go absolutely crazy. Alright. Well, that's unfortunate, because we need to pay the ward now. Alright, you get your stuff, you get your stuff. And that will cost us a lot of mana and a lot of cards, so I will see if we go on the Robber for the Robber on the next turn. So right now it's 6 cards. 6 cards is not bad, man. You know what? Let's go. A new hand, like, you know, 4 mana draw 6 cards at the end step is not a bad card. Oh boy, that's not a bad card. And we see Man, the amount of flooding we are getting is insane, and we still won. Man, we could just start playing his deck right now. Alright, this will be a hard hand. We have double sewers, so we should be able to, you know, pick our battles. This is Jace, so it has to be mono red aggro, right? At this point it's... okay, that's an interaction. Like, we will take it. What? A Jace that isn't red? Man, what internation! And a control deck. Alright, so we kinda know everything right now. I don't need to go for the throats. They will be useful at some point in the game, but not now. I need better cards. You can skip 2-drop, because 2-drops are not threatening in control against control. We need to go Memory Deluge as soon as possible. Like, we have this and this. Those are dead cards for now. They will be useful late game, but not now. So we basically have a 4-carder right here. And that's why we took it. Countering Jace is insanely important right now. Alright, bro. Now we're talking. He might have another Jace, so that will be a bit of a problem. We'll try to fight it. Emperor is the best case. Oh man, actually Memory Deluge is probably even better case. Alright, I kinda like it. I kinda like it. It's not over, we are on equal footings, but if we can survive his storm on the next turns... Alright, we didn't hit the land, which is unfortunate. I will go try to hit the land. Okay, land. You know what, I'm taking 2 lands. Man, we are getting absolutely flooded with deadly cover-ups, and they are not good cards for this situation. This holds priority. If I leave the mana untapped, I think it's better for me. Especially that on the next turn this is cheaper. Well, I have an instant here. Okay, we need to make sure that he knows we have a counter spell. Bro, Tomato, do you know we have a counter spell? Here's the honk for counter spells, because they're obviously there. They're in my hand right now, so you please don't play anything that kills me. Alright. Well, I need the evidence. I need the evidence right now. Okay, this will be very interesting. I didn't think this will go this way, but it's going this way. Extremely bad draw. Man, our draws are not very on point today. And I need to exile Memory Deluge for this? That's really bad. I need to cast it, man. This is 3 mana, so let's start with this, you know? Let's start with this. Oh, I can just shuffle it. I had 1 count. Well, I don't have good cards, bro. So we need to make a decision. Do we go with the Mindbreaker? You know what? Here, grab those cards. They are back in your deck, because that's where they belong, right? He can still cast Mending and get the Mindbreakers, but it messes him up a little bit, you know? I need time, because my draw isn't very good. I don't think this is how you should be playing. You should play it after I do the thing. Because then you have higher chance of drawing one of them. But maybe he had one in the hand, so he knew about it. Alright. Well, I can choose 1 card, right? Alright. You want to play this game, huh? You want to play this game? Sure, I will play this game. Evidence. You like them in the graveyard? Well, you might regret some of the choices. So 3, 4, 6. Thank you for not forcing me to exile Memory Deluge. Well, you like Mindbreakers? You don't have them anymore. And show me your hand, by the way. That didn't go as he wanted. Let's actually pay attention. So he has 2 more Jaces. Flankers, sure. So the pretty standard build. This is a classic Azorius control with a little bit more Jaces than usually. Well, and the Mindbreaker. They don't have this, you know, the first, right? That's interesting. And double Anchorage. No Mirrexes, right? A lot of Field of Ruins. Okay, we are fine with it. Okay. Well, that's one of the problem solved. And we have full information. We should try to win from there. So they will cast Memory Deluge, right? We only can steal 2 cards. That's not very good. We are under siege because this draw and this draw wasn't very good, so we are a bit behind on cards. They need to cast Memory Deluge, and that's the last thing they can do. I think I will actually counter it because I have Memory Deluge over this guy. And mine is cheaper. If we can slow him down, that should be good enough. So then I will pay... Okay, that's fine. I cannot go higher, right? I have only 2 mana. It's not the counter spell I wanted to make. But this is one that is forced upon me. He can go for the Mindsplice Apparatus. But then I guess we have second. So this draw could prove to be good. And man, they exiled all the value from their deck just to get rid of the Mindsplice Apparatus. Wow. Well. Alright, this is our spot. He has nothing and Memory Deluge. I can get rid of every Memory Deluge from his deck, but then we need to counter every Jace. Okay, do you believe that his top deck won't be good? Because if we know this, we can deadly cover up, get rid of this, and then he attacks with the Anchorage and tries to go in the map token. So it's still not the worst for him, honestly. I can Robbery for maximum and get all the cards from his deck. He will get 2, I will get 5. Or I can just go Mindsplice Apparatus, but then if he I think that's the worst idea. I think this is what we have to do. Because this will also hit the land. If he wants to punish us, like he cannot... Oh, I didn't play the land. See, so the point is that he cannot punish us because he needs to spend the full turn to cast Memory Deluge. And then I untap with 7 cards and he untaps with 2 extra cards. So I just got 5 card advantage. His is better selection, theoretically, but he takes from 7 and I took, what, 6 or 5 cards from him. So it's kind of the same selection, just more. And man, that wasn't a great draw and we still absolutely got this guy. Alright, this one will be at the high note. Trickster, I remember the guy, we played a lot. It seems that we are at high MMR. So he's playing some mono-red aggro. I think, at least usually that's what he's playing. So we will see. Our hand is definitely not there yet, but I think we might get there. Let's see the Swift Spear into our face. Here, oh, you are not a Swift Spear. That's horrifying. So we have only land. Well, I need to make a stop here. I will still make a stop, even though Go for the Throat wouldn't hit like this. I want to, give him something to think about. Very good opening. Man, it's so rough that we didn't hit a single remove our interaction spell. Alright, let's see if he buffs. When he sees that I have no priority, he will buff it. Okay, he went to damage. We pretend that we, care. Alright, here we go. And here's the second stop. Alright. This will be rough, man. I really need to have something better. I will target myself because reasons. Those are the cards that I needed. Is that too late though? Man, is that too late? So next turn it has to be Mindsplice Apparatus. And then we need to go for a huge march probably. Potentially deadly cover up with something. Let's take this. Those are the cards we needed to have naturally in our hand to win this kind of matchup. So we will see. We are in the worst possible case right now. We didn't do anything for first 3 turns and now we are tapped against Prowess Creature and Kumano. The damage will be absolutely off the charts. Honestly, it could be worse than this, but we are still not in a great spot, especially that we need to take another turn off. Here you go. Yep, those were all the cards we needed. Oh, that's great. Man, this will be so hard to set up Mindsplice Apparatus. And this is what is going on with Standard right now. This is the game you play if you don't hit 2 mana removal. You can see that it feels like nearly impossible, man. You need to have removal on turn 2. So this is 5-7 damage already. Can I recover? So I can go for a huge march right now. Sorry bro, I need to think about it. So we have 2 ways, either set up Mindsplice Apparatus or go for the cards that we drew way too late. I could kill 2 of them, right? But then I don't really set up anything. That's a hard call. Can we recover from 2 life? That's so low. He can even play the land into play with fire, but that's the risk we need to take. Huh. Denying this damage is cool, but how can I proceed afterwards? I will go with this plan, we'll see. The game is not going great for us from start. Alright. Alright. Listen, we could go Deadly Cover-Up and then kill Kumano with March and go from there. That's not the worst. I think this is what we have to do, man. This is as close as it could ever get, because our early game was non-existent. Alright, so smart play would be to make a stop before this transforms and go for... Yep, they can absolutely do this. And that's a problem, because if they have a burn spell, they won. We can play around some stuff. If we can survive this turn, we can win, but I don't think we can survive it. He definitely has a burn. Alright, cheers. If he has a burn, he won. And yeah, he has it. And all of this is because I drew this too late. And this is what happens in standard if you don't have full hand of removal and the turn 2 and 3. Like, you can see that we were 1 turn from stabilizing, even with this horrible draw. I mean, I could just burn my hand to kill those creatures, but then I'm left with nothing and I don't have too many of those, so I probably won't life gain again, and they will burn us. So, yeah, I think I made the right call, but the draw was just not good. Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed today's games. Like, I had a blast with this deck, and you know, I was watching Monored the game along you. Like, when I edit, I just watch the games usually, so we are watching together basically. And you know what, even though we lost, I really think it doesn't tell much about the you know, the deck, the situation. Look how much removal we have. Also, Phantom Interference is in a way removal, and 3 steps ahead is also a removal because it kills one of their, you know, of their plays. So we kinda did, man, we could just draw Path of Prayer and have instant win basically. So we had so many tools to win the game, we just never drew them in the correct order. So, you know, it will happen, and, you know, funnily enough, that was the only game we lost. You have seen pretty much all the games I have played with this deck, and I'll be honest, I really had a blast with it. Mindsplice Apparatus, when it gets going, it outvalues nearly every deck. You have seen even control decks cannot keep up. The fact that you can, you know, multi-spell every single turn, going as crazy as, you know, 3 plays a turn, nearly no deck can keep up, even if they are designed to go for the long game. So that's a really fun part, especially with Witness the Future. We are pretty high on the counter spells here, and that was a conscious decision because I wanted to make sure that I can, you know, win against all the value decks, and I think we kind of succeeded with this. With Robbery is one of the best cards to play along Apparatus, because first it lets you hit the lands, so you can, you know, every single land is so much more important in this deck than in the other decks, because 1 mana gives you, for example, draw a card from up to 4, 2 mana gives you 2 more cards. With Memory Deluge, like, you have so much payout for every single point of mana, and you don't really want to waste them. And when you steal 5 to 7 cards from your opponent's deck, basically you get his opening hand for free. Most people will concede because, you know, their 4 cards in the hand cannot beat their 7 cards in the hand on top of your normal deck. So this is really good payout, and it scales very nicely with the Apparatus. Even if you have multiples, it gets even better scaling. Honestly, the card I wasn't happy about, like, I wanted Rush of Dread for, you know, this cool gameplay of discarding cards, maybe getting it back from the graveyard, this kind of thing, but it just wasn't good enough. I think that you would be better with either, you know, anti-aggro card like Path of Peril, or anti-control card like Counterspell, or even maybe Quick Stat, something like this. So this is the card I wasn't really happy with. The rest of the deck feels very dynamic, and even though it boils my blood because we lost to Mono Red, but honestly, look how many cards we could draw, man. Like, we have so many 2-drops, and we didn't draw basically a single one of them in like 8 cards. Arguably, I think the main mistake I made in that deck, in that game, was that I knew this guy is playing usually mono red aggro and I didn't go for a mulligan. That was probably the game losing decision. So yeah, just, giving you insight, because in that game actually things went wrong and maybe I could buffer some of it at least. But the deck honestly is super, super fun. I think this is one of the most fun way to play Dimir, and this is something I personally just have a soft spot. Mindsplice Apparatus into Witness the Future, into drawing cards, into stealing cards with the robbery. That means even if they have Jace, you can mill them faster than they can mill you with their Jaces, and very often you will steal one of their Jaces so you can mill them after milling them, and that means you have really strong matchup against those kind of decks. And when you go infinite, it's just so fun, man. This is probably the Dimir I would play the most, just for my fun and entertainment. So I hope you liked it. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to, see more decks like this. If you want to make sure that you get more content like this is literally the best way. And I would love to make those decks. Man, I had so much fun with Apparatus. Even though it's hard to cast, moment you untap with a single counter, the game completely transforms. You are like transcended. You are the godlike control mage, and that's the feeling that only get with the Mindsplice Apparatus pretty much. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had a great fun. Thank you for watching until the end. As always, Dimir outros are the longest because I just love the archetype. It's the best archetype ever. So yeah, I hope you had a great fun and see you guys tomorrow.